David.
Debut.
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 Ah, no, debut. The second syllable is stress. Debut.
Debut. Okay.
Once again.
He went by the name of Edward Beer before changing to Winnie in time for the aforementioned official 1926 debut. The Winnie part of the name came from a visit to the London Zoo where Mill saw a black bear who had been named after the city of Winnipeg, Canada.
Okay, here's the first name, guys.
Yes.
So the name Winnie comes from the city of Winnipeg, which was the name of a bear that the author saw in a zoo. Okay, and as for poo, continue. It's
yes.
Perfect.
As for poo, well, originally poo was a sound? No, a swan.
A swan. Do you know what is a swan?
Yeah. Yes, it's pink.
Right?
No? Yes.
A pig. No. It's a bear. No, sorry. It's a bird.
A pink. I said pink.
A pink.
Pink.
Pink the color?
Yes. Pink, no?
No.
No.
This is a swan.
Yes.
What do you mean pink?
A flamingo was pink.
Flamingo is in English too.
Yeah. And flamingo was pink. Huh?
And the flamingo is pink, but no. That was kind of similar animal.
Yeah.
Continue.
Oh well. Different character entirely.
Wait. How do you pronounce this?
Entirely.
Entirely. Exactly. Entirely.
A different character entirely. In the book, when we were very young, the same book that introduced Edward Beer.
Beer is a drink.
Edward Beer. Mile.
One more time, pay attention.
Mile.
The symbol is E.
Main.
It's not A, it's E.
Melon. Yes,
melon, exactly.
Melon.
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 What's that?
Mel wrote a poem telling how Christopher Robin would feed the swan in the mornings. He told how Christopher Robin had given the swan the same poo.
The same, no?
The name poo. The name poo. Explaining that this is a very fine name for a swan, because if you call him and he doesn't come, which is a thing swans are good at, when you can pretend.
It doesn't say when. One more time.
Then you can pretend that you were just saying poo. to show him how little you wanted him.
Which is pu, the expression in this case that talks about the first exclamation that we got in the dictionary. Exclamation pu means used to express a great dislike at a bad smell. So if the swan didn't come, you can say that you were expressing blah, to the swan. Do you understand what's going on?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
What do you understand?
Christopher Robin was a bad boy.
In the first book, probably.
Yes, it's not that the character in the movies in my mind.
Which probably, I mean, yeah, exactly. I mean, Disney changed it a little bit, of course, and the first book, when you make uh when you make a character, when you make this type of art, of stories, you don't know exactly where the story is going to go, no? I mean, originally, the Pooh was not even a bear. Pooh was a different character, no? And then it became Winnie the Pooh. Ah, look, help me with the next one, Luis.
Mile indeed knew what he was doing by using such a word. The
Okay, just
name
a second. What's the name of the author?
Mile?
One more time. Let's go.
Oh,
Pronunciation.
sorry, bro.
Everybody has a problem with the name.
Meal.
Milne, exactly.
Milne.
Okay, meal.
Milne.
Meal indeed knew what he was doing by using such a word. The names Winnie and Pooh were soon brought together, and Winnie the Pooh was born. Meal still took a little time out to explain why Winnie was a Pooh, though.
So
Do I
why Winnie
continue?
was a Pooh? Yes, of course.
As we would write in the first chapter of the first Winnie the Pooh book, but his arms were so stiff they stayed up straight in the air for more than a week. And whenever a fly came and settled on his nose, he had to blow it off. And I think, but I'm not sure, that that is why he always called Pooh.
Again.
And I think, but I'm not sure, that is why he always called Pooh.
But that he. What is he done again? This is why, or that is why?
That that is why he is always
Aha. Exactly.
eating words.
Yes.
He's why he is always called Pooh. And not the most convincing explanation, but it is a formal explanation nonetheless.
Okay. Pronunciation.
The last word. No. Convince.
Exactly.
Convince.
Now imagine it with ing.
Convincing.
Convincing. So read the last sentence again.
Yeah. I'm not. It's not the most convincing explanation, but it is a formal explanation nonetheless.
Exactly. That was the thing. So his arms were so stiff that stayed up straight in the air for more than a week. That's the reason. Do you remember how Winnie the Pooh walks? He has his arms like this, right?
Yes.
And stiff is similar to solid. not relaxed, very stiffed. You know what I mean? This is probably a... Oh, it's B2. So they didn't move. That's the reason they're called Winnie the Pooh. And at the end, even the article says, well, it's not the most convincing explanation, you know? But that's like the origin of the name. There is definitely similar to Cantinflas. The word was created because of the characteristics of the character. It gives you that kind of emotion, kind of sense that he's adorable, and that the word Pooh is adorable too. There's no other reason.
So if I understood correctly, the name Winnie the Pooh has a completely different origin, and once the name was I don't know, created, or the pieces were joined, they create this last explanation.
Exactly. Like in the following books, he described the character like this, the author.
So they gave a meaning for Winnie and the Pooh.
Exactly, both of them. Winnie being the name, and Pooh being an invented word.
Okay.
Which is very interesting. And that is not new. That is not new. They say that most of the many concepts that exist in English today were invented words from Shakespeare. Because they say actually that Shakespeare invented so many words that eventually became popularly used by other people. And it became so popular that it started becoming part of the language, like Google, you know.
Yes, people read them and become of common use.
Became
Of common use.
That's what happened with many of the words in English. And I think poo in this case is the same thing. So when you're talking about the character, we need the poo. There is a very close connection with the way the word Alexander the Great is named, which is pretty funny. Alexander the Great was also called Alexander from Macedonia, or Alexander III, or Alexander Magnus, which was the king of Macedonia.
He's so cute, but at the same time so terrible.
Exactly. He was a tyrant. Crazy tyrant. What do they have in common?
The
The middle name.
no,
That was so funny. Very good. So let's give it a little pause because we have to listen to Jesse. I know Jesse has a connected audio. But anyway, when you say okay, when you Louis said okay, this joke is terrible, what word does the woman use to describe the joke? Listen.
What do Alexander the Great and Winnie the Pooh have in common? Their middle name.
That's dumb. So dumb.
So, what word did she use to describe the joke?
dumb.
Yes, which is going to be new vocabulary. Dumb. Pronunciation, help me, Victor. What's dumb? And give me the examples.
Yes, dumb, stupid. That was a pretty dumb thing to do. If the police question you, act dumb. Pretend you do not know anything.
Mhm. Dumb. Do you get it?
Yes.
Here we go. So guys, new vocabulary, C1 vocabulary for you. If you don't have any question, let's continue. So now, okay, now let's listen to Jessie. Jessie, are you there?
Yes, I am here.
Hello,
Thank
good
you.
morning.
Morning, everyone. So I will take attendance, please. Luis.
Hi, Jesse, good morning. I'm
Hi,
here.
Luis. Thank you, Luis. Victor.
Good morning, Jesse.
Good morning, Victor. Thank you. Jesus.
Jesus Chucho absent.
All right. Sophie.
Sophie absent.
Okay, and it's.
Hello, good morning.
Hi, it's. Thank you. Good morning. So that's all. Thank you. One more time and have a good day.
You too,
You
thank
too.
you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Good. So there it is. There it is. We learned a lot. Alexander the Great, like Winnie the Pooh. This is the stuff we want to check. Now, I'm gonna prepare for the next classes. I want to check with you what different words exist to replace the word finish, because I think this word is very commonly used in our language, because in Spanish there's only one way, no? It's to finish something, terminar. So every time we think about terminar in English, we use it for all the contexts. And I have noticed that in the group. So I'm gonna prepare some classes, some lessons talking about that for the next weeks. But in this moment, let's take ourselves a little travel to sayings, expressions, and words that we were looking at the other day. So let's go through this. Last week, we talked about some of the expressions that you see in this chart. You have, for example, here to take a rain check. And do you remember, Victor and Luis, how do you say when you want to take the front seat in a car?
I
Yes. Go, Victor, go ahead.
What is it? What is it? Tell me.
gunshot.
Again.
Gunshot.
Close pronunciation.
Gunshot.
Gun, exactly. Because gun sounds different.
No.
Yeah, it's the word gunshot.
Gunshot.
Gunshot, the bullets are fired from a gun. And then if you go, as you can see, the dictionary doesn't have this meaning. That's very interesting. So, shotgun is an expression that is used for crime by many people. Let's learn another one. Okay. I have heard, for example, To screw up something. This one, very, very common. Let's go to English. And let's learn this one. Before we check the examples, let's read the definition. Help me, Luis.
Number, sorry, the number 2, right?
Yes, number 2.
No, yes, to screw up something, to mess things up.
To mess things up. Haha, it's a difficult definition. Definition doesn't help.
The definition is more difficult.
Okay, so let's first check the definition. Help me with the definition, Luis.
Mess something up. To fail at something or do it badly. Okay. I have really messed up this time. If you cancel now, you'll mess up all my arrangements.
Excellent. What's an arrangement?
Something that you have prepared previously.
Exactly.
For a situation or
for a meeting, for a party, for
a deal.
For a deal.
Yes.
So it makes sense. It is that says, if you cancel now, you'll mess up my arrangements. Will you mess up all my arrangements? It means that the person will ruin, will affect badly the arrangement of the other person.
I think millennials, as millennials, we have a word describing this, but it's not a proper word for this kind of schedules.
Well, in Spanish. No, in Spanish. Yes.
Yes, it's, yeah, I won't describe it.
But only millennials? I don't think so. Probably a lot of people.
Yes, you are right. I think it's of more general use.
Yeah, because if we know this translation, or our Spanish word for that is learned from our ancestors, we heard them speaking this word. But actually, that's a very interesting thing. The word mess up may be not a formal way to say it, but very common way to say it. And it's also not super rude. No, there is another variation that is rude actually. It uses the same preposition because it's a collocation, but they change the word mess. If you want to search it later, that's out of my ethical area,
How I want to share.
Exactly. No, yes, come on. It's part of life. But there's a rude version of this phrase, Albert.
As rude as the Spanish equivalent?
Exactly.
Oh.
Yes, this is not rude actually. You automatically thought in the rude version in Spanish, but there should be another way to say it. This is not considered rude. Okay, now talking about that, mess up is the normal way to say it, and a little bit more colloquial, more casual, takes the word screw up. Let's check if you have it here. It says here that it's slang because it's informal and very, very casual. And as you can see, the definition is very similar to the previous one, to deal with a situation very badly. You really screwed up there. You really messed up there.
So if you are in the office, you use mess up, and if you are with your friends, you use the second one.
Exactly. Totally.
Okay.
Listen to the examples.
Now this is the point where we're going to start to screw up. We're going to break down 2 chicken breasts into way too large 1-inch chunks, which we're going to briefly marinate in 1 egg white mixed with 1 tablespoon of water. As we add the chicken and massage thoroughly with gloved hands, we want to form a sort of thick, pasty goo on the outside of the chicken.
Did you listen to that? One more time.
Kung Pao sauce. Now this is the point where we're going to start to screw up. We're going to break down 2 chicken breasts into way too large 1-inch chunks, which we're going to briefly Kung Pao sauce. Now this is the point where we're going to start to screw up. We're going to break down 2 chicken breasts into way too large 1-inch chunks, which we're going to briefly marinate in 1 egg white mixed with 1 tablespoon of water. As we add the chicken and massage thoroughly with gloved hands, we want to form a sort of thick, pasty goo on the outside of the chicken. Once things are sufficient.
Why did he say screw up? No, Victor, please. Yeah.
He used scroll maybe at the very important step,
Screw up at a very important step.
because maybe in that step you can screw up your food. No.
No, because as you can see, the recipe
Okay.
is pretty good. I mean, the recipe is not affected in this case.
I think it's a part of the procedure important in order to avoid the mixture become
Yes.
waste.
Okay. But he said explicitly, we are going to start to screw up.
Yes.
We're gonna start to screw up.
Yes.
So as a synonym of mixture or mix, sorry,
Okay, close.
because you have all the pieces in a separate way. Your chicken, your I don't know, your this kind of sauce, or your
Okay.
ingredients very order in order, separately but in order.
Exactly.
when
And now,
you come to do the mix, you create the mixture, but this is something in chaos, something I don't know.
exactly, you make a mess.
A mess of you screw up your previous order.
That's right. Exactly. Have you seen these babies playing with food? They get very, very, very messy. Their hands, their face is all covered on chocolate, for example.
For example, when you are making a cake,
Uh-huh.
you have the eggs in one part, maybe the chocolate in another, and when you create what is the name of that? It's math? No, it's not math. It's math, no?
The dough.
The dough. Yeah, the dough. Okay. Now math is other word. It's math for physics, right?
Exactly. In physics is mass, in food is dough.
So when you create the dough, it's a screw up, something screw up.
Exactly, because it's you take it with your hands, and it becomes like so messy if you don't have If you're not wearing gloves,
you get dirty.
you get dirty. Exactly. This guy is wearing gloves. In this case, cooking gloves. Right? But a person usually uses their bare hands, no? You wash your hands and you like making the mixture with your hands. That's messy. Imagine in this moment he touches the phone, the cell phone. That's going to be a screw up. So the reason he uses the word screw up is because he got dirty. He literally touched the chicken breasts and started mixing with the egg all together. Right? This is when he started to screw up.
So, for example, you have a stack of documents, for example, and these documents are ordered, and and a kid arrive, and you can say that the kid screw up your stack of documents.
Yes. You really hate kids, don't you?
Yes, I do.
I can see that, eh? Yes, you don't like it.
I'm not patient.
I can see that, eh? Wow, okay. I really imagined you as a nice uncle. Now I can see you are the grumpy uncle.
I think in general with people, but more with kids.
More with kids, exactly. Yeah. Very bad. Very, very bad. That's a screw up. Exactly. And this, yes, in this example, if the kid screwed up the documents or they screwed the documents up, it's separable. All right. Are you going to use these ones? Do you think it's going to be useful?
Yes, yes, because maybe I would use order or disorder.
Order or disorder? Ah, yes, that's totally Spanglish.
Or sort, maybe sort. Something that is sorted and not sorted.
And not sorted, that's very formal. That sounds very formal. So that's going to be another thing. So I wanted to show you another one. But now everybody's gone. What happened? Everybody left already.
Yes.
2 minutes ago, everybody was here. Come on. Well, don't worry. We can continue this tomorrow. I have this a couple of expressions that relate to this one, but for you, I'm gonna give you a little spoiler for tomorrow.
I think. Have you ever seen Jurassic Park?
Yes, of course. The first one, yeah.
Yes, in the first movie, there is a part where they are watching the T-Rex in a pickup. On a pickup, sorry.
On a pickup.
And I don't know if you remember a character of a scientist who use black glasses.
Who wears
black glasses?
I don't remember that one.
And he always is speaking about the cows.
Jurassic Park.
No, they are not watching the T-Rex. They are watching Triceratops.
Okay.
Triceratops. And he's first the girl abandoned the pickup.
Oh, and in the scene when they discovered the Triceratops for the first time, right?
Yes, and after the second scientific abandoned the pickup, and the scientific say, and this is the cows. I am alone. I am speaking alone in a pickup.
That happened to us today.
This is the chaos.
Yes.
Who will predict that I will get speaking alone?
Totally true. Yes, exactly. Who wouldn't believe it? That's totally right. That happened to us today.
Applicable for you, teacher.
Well, it's you are a teacher and you know exactly what we face sometimes, no? Jesus Christ. Fortunately, we are not too old for that yet. We can still manage it.
Yes.
Jesus Christ. Okay, well, let's finish for today, man. Have a very good day and good start of the week.
Have a nice day, teacher. Thank you a lot.
You too, man. See you later.
Take care.